All right, man. James, we got questions. I guess I'll.
Oh yeah, I gotta pull up. I actually have to do something with my laptop.
Okay.
I actually slacked you.
I see it now.
Okay.
I got a question for Matthew.
Whoa.
Are you a doomsday prepper?
A doomsday prepper. That's I don't think I've considered it, so I'd say no, I'm not, because if I'm not even thinking about doomsday, I feel like usually most people are pretty far in advance.
I'm wondering why you turned a freezer, like a floor freezer, into a water like deionizer.
That's a really good question. So I used to do ice baths in it every day, and I'd set it at like 45 degrees. You know? It started out me, my brother, and my your brother-in-law, I guess now, Josh.
Yeah, Josh. Yep.
We got really into ice baths, and we were doing it for recovery and like the gym and just like personal benefits, things like that. And we started filling up our trash cans with like water and like dumping a bunch of ice into it. But it was like, this is not very cost effective. Right. You know, we have to buy ice every time. We have to fill up our trash cans. Like, this is ridiculous.
Where were you getting that much ice?
Wawa.
Hilarious.
Wawa especially is not the spot to get
Dude,
it.
no, it's not. So we were like, this is ridiculous. So then I got into a Facebook group, and they were like, we convert ice chests.
Wow.
And they posted a bunch of instructions. Like, it's like dummy proof. If I can do it, like anybody can do it, because I'm not very handsy, and I'll be the first one to say that. Like, I'm not like a contractor type of guy. And yeah, I went through the whole process. I pond shielded it. Pond shield is what they put in like commercial grade like ponds, so like you know, it stays.
It's like a rubberized.
Yeah, it's a rubberized. Yeah, exactly.
Substance.
And so did a bunch of coats of that. Lined it all with sealant. But you need a certain compound. It's like other people have done like, I've done silicone and waterproofing like that. And it's like, no, you need this certain compound that does it, because it bonds so well to the metal. You have to sand all that down and stuff. And so it's a process.
Yeah.
But then once you get it, you can do a greenhouse controlled timer. It's like a time box.
Okay.
And so I wired it to do like from 8 to 9 a.m. after I got out, it would shoot in ozone to purify the water, because I didn't want that much chlorine in such a condensed area.
Oh, I see.
So I did ozone.
And what was funny about it is I think that was after you worked at Bud's.
Yep.
So he was done in the pool world, but he kind of had somewhat of a pool in his like little like on the deck on this like very small house. And like, so he's like sending us like, then he's hitting me up like, because I'm still at Bud's, and then by now he was at Bloom, and he was like, so how does this pump look? Like, does this look good? Like, I'm just like, Matt, like, you're sending me $100 pump on Amazon. Like, dude, just get it. Like, it's a, what is it, 400 gallons?
Yeah,
like, just a small little thing.
So
but
small.
Like a fish tank pump or something? Or like
I was looking at a bunch, but then there's this one guy, his name's Lars, and he custom 3D printed. He got one of these pond pumps and modded it to go through a house water filter. So basically what people install in their house to have all their water run through, he put it in there and then put like a valve, you know, easy one-turn valve, and just the flow was incredible. And so it would get your whole thing circulating. The ozone could run through it because he 3D printed the valve to then have a top where you run the silicone tube right on it.
Yeah.
So dude, it was sweet.
It was just funny when he set that all up, him like texting us, sending us videos like, so and this is the ozone and this valve here, and actually I have it on a timer. And he's like acting like he's owning me, like me and our other friend John Mark still worked at Bud's. So he's like texting this to us like survivor's guilt of making it out of Bud's is non-existent. He's just shoving it in our face, just like, because this is the nonsense that we dealt with on a larger scale every single day. And he's just like, this is actually super easy, guys. I just found this on Facebook. It's just like shut up, dude.
So Bud's is the pool service company that you both
worked for. Yeah, we worked for my dad. My dad is like has been there for forever. He's not Bud,
but he's
number 2.
Yeah. Okay, he's not Bud, but he's
you got Bud, and then there's my dad.
Okay,
so he's like he's
Jake's
big.
Dad's the goat, dude.
He's awesome.
He's the goat, dude.
Are there a lot of pools down here? We're in like southern New Jersey, right? Outside of. Would you say this is like a suburb or exurb of Philadelphia? Like, what is this?
What I'll say is everybody here would say that. And especially when it comes to like food and
Like I
sports
see
teams.
cheesesteaks and a lot of Philly shirts.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Eagles.
Oh, dude,
And
it's
Eagles.
rampant here.
Okay.
Yeah, South Jersey, and it's also the thing where it's like you talk to someone at like Can Jam or something like, oh, where are you guys from? It's like it's just easier to say, we're from Philadelphia, you know, because it really is 20 minutes away. Like I mean, the bridge is not far.
We could go there today, get lunch, and come back and have a good work day. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's not,
Yeah, so I mean,
okay.
so it's just easier to say like the greater Philadelphia area, and then on the contrary, like on the other side of Philly, you get like Delco. Like on the other side, like more west of Philly, like it's just the Philadelphia area spans. There's just like this big circle of Philadelphia where it's like. Yeah, like we all claim and rep Philly sports teams, and if you know anything about Philly sports fans, they're pretty obnoxious, and so we always have the best pizza and the best cheesesteaks, and we hate New York, and like it's just like the whole
Kind of
like,
the only cheesesteaks. I mean, does anyone else?
They don't specialize in it like us.
certainly not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You'll find cheesesteaks in other major cities.
I mean,
Boston.
like, I feel like, some people claim they do the best bagel or the best pizza, but I've never heard any city anywhere else say like
the best
oh
cheesesteak.
yeah, or like we make a cheesesteak that's comparable
Yeah,
to
no,
Philly
it's
cheesesteak.
not. It's just not.
That's what it's like around here. Like you'll like people like we say like Jersey Joe's, which is right down the corner, is like the best cheesesteak in South Jersey because it's comparable to the Philadelphia cheesesteak.
Okay.
Like that's like, and any pizza shop around here. I mean, you see like there's so many mom and pop pizza shops here.
So many, dude.
They all got a cheesesteak, like because it's just very like. I don't know. I guess it's the Philadelphia thing. Like, and you almost wouldn't associate like a pizza shop with a cheesesteak, but for here, like it's so normal. Like,
Is it the bread or is
It's
it
the
the
bread.
steak or the cheese? Like what makes it
the bread and the
special?
butcher?
I would say the bread and the butcher. Yeah, the cheese you can, as long as it's like Cooper Sharp, you're pretty good there. But the bread is the big deal, and where you source the meat is the biggest, because a lot of people will just be like, oh, make a cheesesteak at home and use Steakums, and it's like, no, dude, like we're getting straight ribeye from a local butcher that sourced it from some farm in Pennsylvania. And
On like a crusty roll. It's on a crusty roll?
Usually
Or is
a
it
lot of,
softer?
like it'll be toasted on one side, like on down on the grill.
Okay.
And you kind of scoop it all into there, so you have a little bit of crunch, but it's nothing like like a hard.
It's not gonna like rip your mouth apart.
No, yeah,
No.
you kind of melts.
And it's funny because a cheesesteak, when you watch them put it on the roll, it's like just a slop fest of like.
Yeah.
kind of looks nasty.
It looks disgusting. Like it kind of looks gross.
Usually the best cheesesteaks are the ones that you look at in a video and you're like, that I don't.
Don't look at
So like the grosser it looks, the better it tastes.
Yeah,
generally.
yeah.
just grease.
okay.
I mean, you know what you're doing when you're getting into a 12-inch cheesesteak. I mean,
You might
you're-
not eat dinner.
You're
You might
probably
not,
not eating like a full dinner.
Oh, wow,
And you're
okay.
and it's going to be tough to stand up after.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you're just committing to 1,500
Yeah,
calories.
yeah,
It's
you're
just
committing,
a wild way to start your
And
afternoon.
never forget the bev.
Okay.
You gotta get a soda with that.
Diet
So
Coke.
like, would you eat a cheesesteak and then get in the ice bath right away, or would that be a mistake?
So if you were trying to bulk, you'd go beforehand because it will really burn the brown fat and you'll be
Okay.
really hungry. But if you do it after, you'll have a quicker recovery.
Okay.
You'll get a jolt of energy and be like, all right, let's go. You know?
Now, has your wife, your brand new wife, has she been in the ice bath?
She did it once. We ran in like a 96-degree day. Humidity probably brought it up to like 101 last year. It was rough, dude. It was a bummer of a run. Like I just remember getting done, just being like, "This is awful." Like I am drenched. We only did I think we did 4 miles or something. Like that. It wasn't anything serious. Like
the
it
way
was
you
just.
guys flex running is just so.
It's.
good.
I mean, like
Only 4 miles, I would die.
it was bad, and I would half walk, half run, half walk. You
Yeah.
know, it wasn't like I'm sprinting through this.
Yeah.
Like so. After that, she got in, but she was immediately like, "This is nuts. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
you enjoy this." And it was just like, "Yeah, it's fun. It's awesome.
Oh,
Cools
man.
you down." for sure.
Hilarious. Are you still a runner? Do you run?
I don't run as much as I lift, I'd say. Yeah,
okay.
like I lift more routinely than I do run. But I, play basketball consistently, so that's my.
I'm an avid runner. That's
You
my
are.
thing. Yeah.
You
Really?
are, yeah.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Regular marathons
Uh,
or half
regular
or-
ultra marathons.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts.
multi-day races. I would say I'm like I'm working on not being unhealthily obsessive about most things in my life.
Yeah. That's
so when
funny.
I find something that I'm really into, I just tend to just do it
Going all
more
in.
than I
Yeah.
should. Yeah, and running is that way for me.
So I'm like the same way. Like I'm just like I'm an addict of everything. Like you start I get into movies and now I'm like a film bro, right? I get into working at Bloom and now I'm an audiophile.
Yeah.
Like I get into baseball and now I have 4 fantasy baseball teams. Like I'm just like I just am so obsessive and I'm waiting to get the running bug because like we got to work on this a little bit. I'm like people are like, oh, you just get addicted to it. It's so great and
you look good.
Well, I appreciate that, but I need to get into running, and like I'm close, man. I think like I'm waiting because like I just know about myself that like if I really gave it a solid month of running consistently, I'd probably get into it. It's just those first couple runs that I'm just like, man, if I ran a mile, I'd be gassed, dude. And it'd be like a half, and what, like maybe not run. I'm not sprinting a mile, but I just mean like go and jog a little bit, push yourself, walk for 30 seconds, like, or people do 2 minutes on, 30 seconds off, like whatever it looks like, I'm still going to be gassed. Yeah. Like unfortunately, I'm not as athletic and active as I used to be. So
yeah, it's hard to
get started.
It is. I think you kind of said it best. Like you, I don't know. Someone said like you need to do something for like 21 days in a row or something.
For it to become a habit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whatever that phrase is. Yeah. And I believe there's some truth to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The moments when you're like, maybe I'll skip it and do it tomorrow or whatever. Yeah.
That's funny,
I ran last night.
You ran last night? Where'd you run?
Blackwood? Blackwood? Is that what it's called?
Imagine if you ran by my house.
It's like a local trail system.
Blackwood Reserve?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's some running. There's
swampy.
There's some running trails back there. Yeah.
Dude,
there was some kid on a e-bike who, I mean, he was probably doing 50 miles an hour.
Just zoom past.
Like ripped past me twice so fast.
Dude, e-bikes are serious these days.
If you hit something, man. Well, me, I mean, like I think he got around me, but like, like a tree or something. I mean, he was probably 11, like fully just flying. It was wild.
Dad modded that thing too. He's like, we can take the governor. Yeah, we can take the governor.
The e-bikes are, dude, those things are, and to put that on a trail where like people are walking like in nature, or like if you're like running, it's like a little foul.
I don't care. I mean, I thought it was cool. He's out there. You know what?
He's having fun.
Listen, here's a kid who's not looking at his phone. And like that's like that's whatever it is that's not that. It's okay with
wearing a helmet.
He was wearing a full like motorcycle helmet. Dude. I think this wasn't even a pedal. Like it was like
that might have been dirt bike.
That might have been a dirt bike.
It was an electric dirt bike. Is what it was. It wasn't even a mountain bike. It was like an electric dirt bike.
I'd rock that.
It was wild. Yeah.
I'd fall right off.
It did look fun.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Dude, what an intro. Like
we might release this as a patch audio.
Yeah, we're gonna get a Patreon to release just the intro. Yeah. But really like we were saying to you like before we started, like it had to be you. Like it had to be like
first guest.
It had to be James for the first guest, and we both love your content, but I mean everything you do like with Linsoul, like I mean I'm emailing you a lot, and I'm sure you're just like, who is this new guy Jake that's emailing me in like February, but it had to be you, man. We've been looking forward to this for a while.
A long time.
Thanks so much for doing it, man.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a real honor to be part of that. I've listened to every Bloom pod, all 10. I listen on Apple Podcasts.
Okay.
I've just checked out your YouTube. Like
the YouTube seems to have the most people on there.
Most engagement.
Yeah.
Well, we had like a pre-established, like there's people that are kind of already there. I'm like a Spotify, and I use Apple Music now.
Oh, yeah.
So I actually ditched Spotify Premium. I've used it for like 8 years, but still do podcasts on Spotify.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just that we had somewhat of a community already on YouTube, and so that was just an easy transition. And it's probably the most engaging way, like for people to be able to comment. I mean, just the YouTube comment section is one of the more engaging goat of creator to consumer. Like it's just
it's fun. You can definitely engage with people. What I like to do is I put on my little, outer, I can't even remember what they're called. The new like Bluetooth things that just blast audio right into your ears. We sell them. The Kiwi Ears Spark, I think it is, or whatever.
Okay.
Are they like the bone conduction?
No, they're not bone conduction. They just blast into your ear. Like Ola Dance is a company that sells. Okay. Anyway, I go for a long run and I listen to your podcast. I listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Sometimes I stop and text Matthew like if I'm hearing something.
Yeah.
Like
That's what's great. Like when you get like a comment or like a text like midway, like I just got to this part and you're crazy. But like I love like people will leave like multiple comments, like just commenting as we're going along.
Commenting as
we just been so
you're
lucky.
great hosts. I mean, like you're clearly you vibe on each other and you've been friends a long time and you make it really fun. Like
man.
I feel like I'm part of your. I feel like I'm sitting in a living room with you when I'm listening to your podcast.
We've gotten that. We've gotten that. I like that comment. That's nice.
It's so cool, man.
That's
like
nice.
I just can't believe I keep seeing they, like it's not just Andrew. I can't believe we're still doing it. Like I can't, like we say all the time, like it's just, I guess when we started this, we couldn't have really imagined how cool it would be.
Yeah.
And it's so cool.
Yeah.
And like we get people that email us all the time. Like I came in this morning, I wasn't there all week, but someone, emailed me about, he's just working through something, he has store credit, he's working through a couple different things, and he's hitting me up like, hey bro, what's going on? And I'm like, it's just so much fun, like to kind of have that relationship with, someone like a supporter of Bloom, and then like they enjoy the podcast. Like it's, oh man, we're just having so much fun. I think this hobby
is like, it's really about, it's about connecting with people about the things that we enjoy.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, and we get so wrapped up in the technical aspects of everything, and the new meta and the new hype tuning or the new IEM or The Audio came out with the Mark IV, and like there's and all that stuff is awesome. But also it's like we all just love music. Isn't that like funny? Yeah. It's funny how little we talk about all the time. Like how little we talk about music, which is like so funny. Like we talk about, for this genre it sounds like this, for that, but it's not like we don't talk about the fact that like you're doing this because like you like music a little bit more than most people, or even a lot a bit more. And so and then the community aspect. I mean, that's what's so great about Can Jam. That's when I met you for the first time.
That's right.
But it's not my first experience with you.
Oh,
you don't know that. So you had Matty D on your show.
Yeah.
And that was before I was in talks with Andrew for a while before I started working here. But so I knew that like at that time I was essentially just waiting to start. Like I was hired, I was good onboarding process. But he sent us like he sent into just our friends group chat like the interview with you, and just checked it out. And I was like, dude, this dude's so rad. And then when I saw you at Can Jam at the Linsoul booth, I was like, this was my first Can Jam. Like I didn't really know. I knew Mark Ryan. I loved him, and I'm a big content guy.
Yeah.
So like I knew you. I was like, oh, sick. Like that's James. And I came to the booth, and that's when I was seeing like if there was any stuff from The Audio that we didn't have, because I was such a beginner. Like I just wanted to get my ears on everything, And I asked you, I was like, what are you excited about that like, that's like maybe not new, but like I was just looking at stuff that I knew we didn't carry, like I didn't recognize, and you were like, I'm really just in love with the Zen's T Pro. And you were like, check these out. I gave you a
set, didn't I?
Well,
I gave Matthew a set and he gave them to you.
So you were like, check out the Zen's T Pro, and you had already told Matt. I think you had already gifted it to Matthew.
Okay.
So I was on the floor by myself. I think they were in the room. We take shifts, And so I listened to the T Pro, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, and how much is $350? And I was just blown away. I was like, this is awesome. And I go into the room after listening to all these. I mean, probably 7 or 8 IEMs in the course of, we get like 30 minutes or an hour or whatever. And I'm telling Matthew like, dude, at the Linsoul booth, like, have you heard the Zen's T Pro? Like, this IEM is just like, it's just so mature, it's so detailed, it's so clear. Like, I'm just like basically raving over this $350 IEM. I'm like, dude, it's just so good. And he's like, actually, I haven't heard it, but I was just gifted it. So like, you can have it. Like,
oh, that's awesome.
I haven't even got ears on it yet. And so I was like, are you serious? And like, he ended up getting, he was like, I was like, listen to it first, bro, because you might want to keep that in your collection. But he was.
I literally said before Can Jam, I said, if I get free gear, I will give it to you because I really wanted you to have a piece of gear to own. And it just so happened.
So great.
And James worked gives me something that I really wanted to hear. And I was like.
So I don't even think I've personally thanked you, but thank you for my T Pros. They're
welcome.
My favorites. Yeah. It's my prized possession. And my collection's grown since then. But still, like I listen to them every day. I was drumming with them all last week.
They're pretty great.
Yeah.
They're still great.
Yeah, they're sick.
Yeah.
They're sick.
I think I like them better than the top Pro.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I do too.
Yeah.
But
I like the original top probably better than both of them.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't had yours
Which I
on.
have. Yeah. Which are
You
fun.
own the top.
I do.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, man. But that was like my first. What was your first introduction to James? I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that.
That's a good question. I actually, I'm trying to think. I know we met at a Can Jam, but I think it was Wasn't Can Jam Dallas. No, it wasn't. It was
Yeah, I don't remember where we met. It was one of the Can Jams, though, I
maybe
believe.
SoCal 2024.
It could have
something
been.
like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think. Because at Dallas, I'm thinking back on the video when we started talking. We started talking about the V16 Divinity, and I was like, "That's a set that I really like," and you were like, "That's one of my favorites." And stuff.
It is my favorite.
Yeah. We had prior communication up to that point, but yeah, I don't really know.
You want to hear a funny story about my V16
Yeah.
Divinity? This is a sad story that turned into a happy story. So I love it. It's my favorite set. I was gifted V16 Divinity from Lillian and Steven, the owners of Linsoul. And a couple of months ago, I was racing through an airport. I happened to, I have lounge access to the Delta Lounge.
Yeah.
And because I fly a lot, I got to my gate and realized, pulled my V16s out of my pocket, and I realized that one of them was missing.
No.
It had fallen off, and I'm like, ah.
And your heart sank to your
And I'm
stomach.
like, I knew it was probably on the floor of the lounge. I maybe pulled something out, but I had to board, so I got on the Delta app and called the the number and said, hey, if you guys find this one little nugget, it's about this big and it's worth about $750. I love it back. And of course, nothing.
Yeah.
So I was in China just 2 weeks ago, and I went to the audio studio where they built the audio, and brought my left one and said, can you build me a new one? I'll gladly pay for it. And they're like, yeah, how about we do it as a custom? So I'm like, okay, awesome. So they made, ear impressions, and they're going to do it as a custom. So I'm going to have probably the only set of V16 Divinity CIEMs. And I said, what I'd love is if you could do it in full clear acrylic so that when we go to shows, people can see what 16 drivers looks like inside the
I
shell.
love clear acrylic on IEMs.
So I'm hoping maybe by Can Jam SoCal, I'll have those.
That's what I was about to say. What's the ETA?
Yeah.
And can you shoot your impressions to us? Because I've always wondered how CIEMs compare to Universal, how different they sound. Because I heard the treble response changes dramatically in CIEMs.
It does. It can.
Yeah.
I got my first pair of customs in probably 2007.
Right.
Ultimate years. And they were just 3-driver, 3-balance armatures. And I want to say they were $1,500 or whatever.
Okay.
But I have a pair of 64 audio A18T, which is a custom 18 driver. And it doesn't sound like the U18T.
Okay. So I had a customer come in and listen to the Radon 6, and we had sold out at that time, but she was set on the Radon 6. She's like, I'm not doing any other IEM. So I was like, they still do customs of the Radon 6 if you want to do that. And she got the customs, and she was like, I still like this, but it doesn't sound anything like the Universal does. And I wasn't bummed out because it seemed like she still enjoyed it for what it was, but she was like, it's not. The treble response is much different. The bass does hit. And, you just think about it with the anatomy of your ear. It's going to change, obviously, the sound and how it's implemented. But it's just interesting because I know you have such a good bass line with the V16 Divinity.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how the CIEM kind of compares or differs.
Well, I also have the demo pair of V16 Divinities. Yeah. So maybe I'll do a little review on the
it'd be nice.
On the two. And
I'd be interested in watching that.
That'd just be an interesting take too, just that alone of like the differences of a custom IEM and then Universal, but then it'd also be such a sick flex. I think you got a custom V16.
Yeah, I mean it is cool. I'm definitely stoked about that. I think it's really interesting how, I think it the evolution of IEMs and how really when they started. Well, we had Etymotic, which were universals, but made essentially for professionals and then real enthusiasts.
Yeah.
But then it mostly was just customs. You didn't have universal IEMs as a thing until Ultimate Ears started doing, they were really one of the first. What was it called? It was in the 2008, 2009. They started doing 3-driver, 5-driver. Yeah. Universals. And then all of these companies just started making universals, and that's when I think I joined Headvi .org in like 2006 or something, probably lurked before that, and it was like headphones and customs were kind of the thing.
Yeah.
And then, and then universals just exploded.
Yeah.
And that's when like the used market exploded because now you could like try something and sell it. And things like tips became popular. And, I mean, it was sort of the Wild West for a while. And now it's just like, I think universals are oftentimes, if you get a good fitting universal with a good fitting tip, like it can be more comfortable than a CIEM.
Yeah.
It'll last you longer and it's a better value because if you don't like it, you can sell it or you can let your friends wear them and talk about it.
So you joined HeadFi. So, I mean, I guess early on, I don't know how long HeadFi's been going for at this point. But like, how did you even kind of start into the hobby, and like, how'd you really get into this whole space?
Well, so I have a 25-year career as a location audio mixer. I've always been into audio. I built a speaker out of a shoebox when I was like 11.
Dude.
And
what?
My grandfather, like he,
as most 11-year-olds do.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think I was playing
as
like,
God intended.
Oh, I was probably a lonely, nerdy 11-year-old who like.
That's so funny. Dude.
Yeah, was just spending too much time in the basement.
That's awesome.
But my grandfather like got stuck. He prided himself out of like finding things at the dump that were useful.
Yeah.
And I remember he got me like a Hallicrafters like a shortwave radio from the dump that was probably from like the 40s or the 50s. And
what a find.
It was cool. And like, so like I remember just staying up, really late, like listening to radio stations from Germany and like Spanish speaking radio, like just from all over the world. I'm like, my God, this is wild. And then thinking about like how sound is reproduced and cut to, so I got a job. I never went to college.
I was about to ask,
I'll give you a little bit of history. I grew up in southern Pennsylvania, not too far from here.
Okay.
I live in Maine now, but grew up in a little farm town and
close to Pittsburgh or close to Philly?
Close to Hagerstown, Maryland, south of Harrisburg, right on the Maryland border.
Yep.
A lot of Mennonites around, a lot of farms, a lot of farm stands. Beautiful, beautiful place.
I was just in Maryland 2 weekends ago. It's gorgeous.
Not a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
So I kind of hitchhiked out of there and traveled around the whole U.S. Had a lot of different jobs. Worked in kitchens, and working in kitchens is a great, like learning. I started washing dishes when I was 15 at a Golden Corral steakhouse, and then worked my way up the line, and then could travel around the U.S. cooking because like you go anywhere and you look at the classified ads and it's like, you can get a job as a cook in any restaurant. So traveled around a bunch, ended up in Portland, Maine, and got a job at a hot air balloon facility. A guy was making like hot air balloons and inflatable sculptures. And so I learned like how to sew and cut fabric from him. And it was a slow couple of weeks, and there was a bike shop next door, and it was like early spring. And Dave, the manager of the bike shop, came next door and asked George, my boss at the hot air balloon factory, if like he could spare me for a day to put some like new bikes together because they just got a shipment of like 70 bicycles, Trek bikes that they needed to, build up to start like selling. Yeah. And that turned into like a 5.5-year career at a bike shop. I just like fell in love with it. Like you probably at the pool place, like, where you're hands-on and you're just kind of constantly fixing things. Like I've always been a fixer and a builder. So I went I did a night class and learned how to weld and metal fabricate and started making my own bike frames and motorcycle frames while I was working at this bike shop, and also racing bikes quite a bit because we talked a little bit about just getting obsessive with things. Met my wife. We got married. Had a child and realized like I wasn't making much more than minimum wage at a bike shop. Just wasn't sustainable. So I worked as a auto mechanic. I sold like computer software for 2 weeks. That was definitely not my thing. And my wife is like, you know, you got to find something that you're passionate about. And I was passionate about audio, and I liked gadgets and gear.
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know, I want to get into doing sound for movies.
Yeah.
And Maine had at the time a big like summer school it was like almost like summer camp for like learning how to make movies, and like some of the best like filmmakers in the world would come and teach because it was Maine and beautiful.
Right.
And so I did a week-long sound course and fell in love. I sold a car that I had. I had 2 cars. I sold one of my cars, collectible BMW. It was crazy.
Wow.
It was a beautiful car. But I sold it and bought a bunch of gear, and then just started like, I mean, I had a wife and a child and essentially no real job anymore. So I'm like, I have to make this work. So I like took any job I could get in the film
audio
and TV world. Exactly.
Yeah.
I actually had a pager. This is like in the late 90s, maybe late 90s, 2000. Pager with a New York City phone number. So I would get a page saying, you know, like I'd respond, I'd call them back. They'd say, yeah, can you work tomorrow? I'd be like, sure, what's the address? And it would be somewhere in Manhattan. And then I'd say, yeah, I'll be there at 9 a.m. And I'd just like throw all my gear in my car and like.
That's so funny. So you knew you could get more opportunities if you were located in New York. So you just didn't tell them that you were not located in New York.
Yeah, exactly. Because they wouldn't have hired me otherwise.
Yeah,
it's just a grind.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, from Maine to New York, I don't know where Portland is in Maine, but it's got to be 8 hours, right?
I did it in 4 hours and 46 minutes. Which was the fastest.
That just shows how much I know.
No stopping.
Unless you were flying.
Well, it's like a 6 hour. I was flying.
Okay.
There it is. It was like fast. But
wow, man.
Yeah. So then my career just kind of, you know, like it grew and grew, and I did a music video with this band REM, and that was like I worked with the DP, and it was like, and then that DP brought me onto a documentary called Bowling for Columbine with Michael Moore, and that won an Academy Award. That was like 2001, 2002. Like I worked with Metallica as a cameraman for a tour. That was pretty wild. So
That's
like
so
I
sick.
kind of had like a lot of experience doing lots of different things. And then, you know, my career just took off.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
When I told my mom I wasn't going to go to college, I wish I had this podcast pulled up. Like, see how much opportunity you do if you don't go to college?
It's so funny, because you know my I didn't go to college either, and it's funny how you end up at Bloom, and like, you know, and now it's like I've been passionate about music for a while, like this. So like when, you know,
long time.
In the simplest form, like when I tell people what I do, I'm like, well, I work in personal audio, or I just say I have a job in music. Like it's easy just because like also for me, it's like, yeah, I didn't go to college. Yeah. And like I do have a job in music and in audio. Like it's such a blessing. But it is funny, man. And I tell my little brothers, which like my parents, I have 4 siblings, 4 younger siblings, but 2 of them are twins. I had 2 boys, and they're 14. And so I tell them, the one, Jack, is just like me, and he's even working in the warehouse at Bud's now for my dad. But I tell him, I'm like, brah, you don't gotta go to college. Like, find what you want to do and like work hard. And like, and then like you said, you met people, like you were just grinding for every opportunity, and then one opportunity leads you to this guy, and then he needed you for that, and then now you have that, and you kind of get in here, and then you build all this experience, and it's like, holy crap, I've had a 25-year career and I never went to college. Like, it is funny how that works, and like, and that's not normal, and I think it should be. I think like they should tell kids that, like. They should.
They sure didn't tell me in school.
No, I mean,
what I'd be doing today.
And college is great, man. Look, people go to school like that, especially like people want to be a nurse. Like, dude, go to nursing school. Go be a nurse. It's like so honorable. Like, obviously college is great, but it isn't for everyone, and they don't talk about that.
Yeah. I think, you know, maybe one thing that I don't want to say regret, but one thing that I always wonder about was like, what was that college experience like? Like, I think maybe that's an interesting thing. Like, did you live in a dorm, Matthew? Like, did you like do the whole like?
No, I did. Technically, I did 1 semester of college through high school because I was doing online college classes at the time.
Look at you.
No.
Wow.
Don't get it twisted, because in high school I was not a good student, but then I started transitioning to online in junior year. I'm really going to expose myself here. I really hope my teachers or maybe even my mom aren't listening, but a lot of the quizzes and tests were online.
Okay.
And I mean, one thing led to another, and Quizlets are pulled up and things like that. So, I got that all done, and
we all get creative.
Yeah, exactly. We all get creative at times. So that was pretty easy. And then, so I did like college classes through that. And then I went to one semester of design school. But I was like, it was like an RCBC community college program through, for design. And I was like, this is not what I want to do at all. Like, this is just ridiculous. So then I stopped doing that. And I was actually about to go back to school. This is a crazy story. I was legit about to go back to school. Like, I'm sitting at my desk. Oop, just hit the mic. Sitting at the desk, like, this is it. I'm going to go back to school because I got nothing lined up for me. I don't know what I'm going to do.
You were at Bud's.
I wasn't even at Bud's at the time because it was the off season, and I was like,
right.
Yeah.
But that was your most recent job.
That was my most recent job. Actually, Amazon was my most recent job at that point because I had to work through that. Yeah, dude, it was awful. So I was like literally getting up from my desk. Like, I'm going to go tell my mom I'm either going to go to college or I'm actually going to do a full-fledged design program. And as I was getting up from my desk, Andrew called me, and then he hung up. And I was like, okay, so I guess he just butt dialed me. And then he texted me. He's like, yeah, would you be interested in possibly a full-time position at Bloom shipping packages out in our warehouse? And I was like, yeah, I got nothing else to do. I guess it sounds pretty sick. I don't know. Told my mom about it. I was like, Mom, do you know anything about Andrew Demer at church and like what his company is? Started Googling Bloom Audio. The first headphone I saw was a Susfaro, which was $6,000. And I was like,
there it is.
Unveiled
Beautiful.
up there. I saw the OG obviously at the time, but I was like, seems like there's some money in this industry. Like, I guess maybe I could do something with it. Like, it seems pretty cool. Don't know anything about this. And got started with that. So I never did the college experience. I was just like, I real quick learned. I was like, this is not.
I feel like we're kindred spirits. I think that there's something special about people that have maybe done alternative things in their lives.
Yeah.
Things that are maybe not always handed to them on a silver platter, like working pools or, just figuring out your life in a way that's unconventional. And I think probably the truth is, a lot of people have had unconventional kind of upbringings.
Oh, yeah.
And I think what I would say about you two, and when I watch your podcast, this is, apparent, like you're people. And when I see you at Can Jams, like I know you, Matthew, specifically, like you can talk to anyone, and I feel like you're probably the same way. And I think that's something that you develop when you go to someone's house. Like you're going to a millionaire's house with a pool, then you're going to like some retiree with a pool, and it's like you have to get along with everyone and like
that's 100%
make everyone feel good. And I know for me, not be getting into audio until I was 29 years old, like I'm really good at that job. I'm really, really good at that job. And I'm good at the technical aspect. I love it. But the thing that I think made me so good at it, that college kids who were 22, who had just gotten out of college, who were doing it, didn't have, was that ability to like just talk to anybody and really empathize and understand where other people are coming from.
And it's a structure thing too, because you think if you're just out of college and you went for audio engineering, right? Mm-hmm. But still, you're in a 4-year program where you were in high school where there's structure. Then you go to college where you have these classes, and your classes are on these days at this time, and you have to prepare for this because there's this one big goal of getting your degree. Excuse me, I don't know what's wrong with my throat today.
You were just at a week-long camp.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I just have, But so then, and then it becomes like you're out of college and you get this job, and like there is still the structure of the job, but where you were figuring it out on your own for the last, so you're 29, the last 7 or 8 years, where like you didn't know what you were doing next, and you didn't really know what the long-term goal was. So it was like, hey, anyone could be anything here, like, and not in like a using someone way, but in like an opportunities way, where like you have 8 years of experience of like. You show up to a new job and you're like, this is what I can do. Yeah. What needs to be done? Cool, let's do it. Anything I can help, like any way I can help, like where do you need me? Where like the college kids are like, this is what I do. This is my degree. Like, okay, I'm 22 years old. I'm still a kid. I mean, I'm we're 24. I mean, I still feel like a kid, right? Like, but there's that, again, there's this structure of people telling you what to do, but now you have a job, like you got to make it your own.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's just it's such an interesting point.
Yeah.
But
and I wouldn't say every college kid is like
of
that.
course not.
Yeah.
We all have experiences, but
So you do a ton of professional audio is what it would be considered, right?
Yeah,
or live audio.
dialogue audio is what I would call it. So I have recorded music, but it's almost always in the context of a movie that has live music in the movie.
Okay.
But generally speaking, what I am is a location. My title is location audio mixer or location sound mixer or location sound supervisor.
Okay.
Because I supervise some shows.
Yes.
And so my job is about getting it really comes down to getting broadcast quality audio and time code for TV shows and movies.
Right. So and then so how did the transition become from you're doing a lot of stuff for, and that's just like media, you're doing a lot like for TVs and movies, like you're the sound supervisor there, like how natural was the transition into like getting into personal audio? Like I know like obviously now you're with Linsoul, and you mentioned you were briefly at 64 Audio, but like where was the first introduction to that, and like how much did that give you an advantage when you were kind of stepping into that world with what you were doing with the live stuff?
Well, like probably shortly after the time that I built a speaker out of a shoebox, I remember, I'll tell you, like, I could probably tell you the first time I had like an out of body experience. Yeah. Listening to music. Yeah. I was, I don't know, I was probably like 14 or maybe 15, probably 14. Yeah. And I had saved up all summer to buy this AWA tape recorder, which was like it was like a Sony Walkman, but I couldn't afford the Walkman. There was a catalog you'd get in the mail. It was called like DAK, Drew Allen Kaplan, I think, DAK. Yeah. And they sold like really interesting, cool stuff. Yeah. And they had this AWA cassette recorder that was like supposed to be like super high fidelity. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'll put it pretty dope. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Looks like a camera.
I know.
It was cool. Like, dope. I don't know. We'll have to see if that's the one that I had. Yeah. But I had, and so I was like getting like Maxell metal tapes. A friend of mine like his dad was a doctor and like, he had like hi-fi setup or whatever. So like, I made a copy of Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run. Shit. And I was, it was like a Friday night, and it was like we had a junior high school. So it was like 7th, 8th, 9th grade. It was like the 9th grade, like school dance. Yeah. And I'm like, that stuff always made me nervous. Like I just wasn't like, And I remember lying down on the couch before going to this dance and putting my headphones on and like listening to Born to Run, and Thunder Road is the first track on the first side of Born to Run. And like, it took me to another place entirely. Yeah. I'm like getting shivers just thinking about it. Yeah. And I remember like just not even being in my body, like just having such a amazing experience. And then when it was over, I'm like, I don't even know if I really want to go to this dance. Like I just want to like lie here and listen to music. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And like, it's so sad. I feel like that's like the dragon that I chase, know? And so like maybe,
and it becomes a natural progression to like, you're almost chasing that experience again. And then that's where personal audio can really help with that.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. It's like, oh, well, makes like sense. There's like, I hear like, there's like a noise floor. Like, so I'm going to get a better cassette next time. And then like, oh, well, maybe records sound better than cassette. So like, let's get into records. Yeah. And next thing you know, I have like 1,000 records. And like, and so it's, I think probably like any of us, whenever we get into it, like I started at a young age, just sort of chasing that better and better quality. Yeah. And so with dialogue audio, like I was 29 and wanted a career, and it would have been really fun to like think of myself as like, oh well, I'm gonna like, I want to be the front of house mixer for like Radiohead. But I knew that wasn't ever going to happen. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. Like, I'm too old. I don't have the skills.
Yeah.
I'm probably not good enough.
Okay.
But like, here's this little thing, dialogue audio for TV shows. Like, it's kind of weird and quirky, and it's not as like romantic or sexy, but like, you still get all the crazy cool gear, and you still
Absolutely.
get to completely geek out on microphones and transmitters and receivers. And so like, I just got into making that sound as good as I could.
Yeah.
And I'm really good at that. It's something that I just, because I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
But also because I like talking to people and interacting with people of all types. Like, I get good at I could talk to, I've worked with, I can't even tell you how many famous celebrities I've worked with. Many celebrities.
I was going to ask you who the biggest one would be.
Oh, I did 10 seasons of The Apprentice with Donald Trump. Like, I worked with him a lot.
He's
like,
pretty big right
now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Frances McDormand, who she's an Academy Award winner. I worked with her. I did Jennifer Lawrence. You know Jennifer Lawrence?
So when we were driving back from
Jennifer Lawrence, not J-Lo.
Jennifer Lawrence. She was
Lawrence,
Hunger
Games.
I did her breakout movie.
Which was
called,
what?
Winter's Bone.
Oh, okay.
You should see it since you're a film guy. Yep, that won Sundance and was nominated for 4 Academy Awards.
Oh, yeah.
Told you.
I'm definitely going to check it out.
Let's see. I worked on that movie, Ted.
With Seth, did you meet Seth MacFarlane?
No, I was, but I did.
I'm a big Family Guy guy.
I did meet Mila Kunis.
Okay, yeah.
She was there. I was second unit, but there was a scene that she was in.
Okay, yeah. All those Seth MacFarlane folks stick together.
He keeps saying
Gene Simmons called me a fidgety young man. Like,
what?
I've worked with so many celebrities. It's like I kind of forget them because
of course.
Yeah, they don't. But the real fun was when I was working for Vice on HBO, and that was
sick.
I don't know if you know much about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy news show.
Yeah.
That had a ridiculous amount of money and freedom to do whatever. It was basically like, it was like these young producers that had so much pressure on them to go out and just get these wild stories. And they had a ton of money. So it was like handing a teenager like keys to a Ferrari.
Yeah.
And we would just go out, and I was like kind of the old guy usually of the bunch, we'd go to these crazy locations, Papua New Guinea. They were like, hey, go to Papua New Guinea and do a story on this pipeline that's being built in the country.
Yeah.
Oh, and like, here's your exit plan in case you get attacked by villagers, or they still practice cannibalism there, and a Korean truck driver just got beheaded in the village you're going to, so be careful. That stuff happened all the time, but it was really exciting and fun.
Vice is I don't know if are they still around.
It's much different
now it's kind of like
it's so different now.
Well, you know what it reminds me of now. The new version of it is Channel 5 News, Andrew Callahan. That guy, he does the same kind of thing.
Very similar.
Where his brand is Channel 5 News, which is it's such an ironic thing. The Channel 5 News, but he's an independent.
Is that national?
No. He's a YouTuber.
He's very independent.
He's prides himself.
So Channel 5 is just it's like a funny.
It's like
funny
a play
on.
It's like a play on the Channel 5 News, and this dude Andrew Callahan has essentially set up his whole company now, but prides himself on being independent and doing exactly that. Hey, we're gonna go to this country where there's this cartel, and we're gonna talk to the cartel, and we're not sponsored by anybody, and just doing all sorts of things like that, and he's kind of I think he was a comedian. Also,
he was a stand-up comedian, I believe, at one time, and then started.
So he's kind of silly.
Yeah.
So, but now his content has become very serious and very eye-opening to a lot of people.
Yeah,
gives you a really good perspective.
He did an episode in Philadelphia on the trank epidemic.
And the Kensington stuff, and he's talking to the people that produce it. And he's just at this point
it's nuts, dude.
It's nuts.
Going into this house where they're the Trank brothers who are developing this drug, talking to them, obviously blurring out their faces.
What's Trank?
It's like a drug. It's it's
a fentanyl.
Short for like a tranquilizer. 'cause
Tranquilizer,
You're like
yeah.
basically
Yeah.
just yeah.
It's like an epidemic in Philadelphia
Dude,
right now.
it's nuts.
Okay.
He makes crazy stuff. You should check it out.
But
Yeah,
it's the
Channel
same
5.
kind of Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan. But it's the same kind of thing that like Vice was doing, where like that's not what you would see on like the mainstream news source, right? So like I think that I'm sure that Andrew Callahan was like watching all those Vice videos.
Okay.
He's a young guy. He's maybe late 20s if I had to guess, maybe
probably a little
early
bit older.
30s.
Yeah.
But yeah, no random
That's wild.
Andrew Callahan
Well, I think
tangent. But yeah, I think but then what was your first?
Oh, I just worked with Mr. Beast. He's big.
Wait, what? Wait,
you
that's
just worked with Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
Wait.
On season 50 of Survivor, which we just filmed.
Okay,
Because I've
yeah.
done 25 seasons of Survivor as a sound guy. And there's like a kind of a collab between Mr. Beast
And Survivor.
And Survivor for
What a
season
time.
50.
His videos are so entertaining, man.
Yeah.
I think Jim is his name,
It's
Jimmy.
pretty wild.
yeah, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I think my little brother loves Mr. Beast. So I go through phases where like I'll spend an hour watching mister
Mm-hmm.
Beast videos because they are just like so like dopamine.
Well, the
inducing, and
production
is
is
just so
bananas.
unbelievable in his stuff. But
What content creators do you watch primarily? Like a lot.
Oh, Bloom Audio, the Bloom
Oh,
Pod
all right.
for sure is
All
my
right. I'll
like
take it.
favorite. Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Like, I kind of have a hard time sitting still.
yeah,
I find I don't watch a lot of content.
Okay.
So I'll listen to podcasts
Yeah.
while I'm running or doing things.
yeah,
That's interesting.
I try to read an hour a day. I'm pretty strict about reading because it's slow. I don't know. I just like
slows you
reading.
down,
and
mellows you out.
I tend to read fiction, like and
Yeah.
things
Oh,
that are
nice.
not like way out, like science fiction or fantasy. Like I like reading things that are not or historical fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? It's so interesting because your production quality on your reviews are like
Yeah.
out of this world.
Oh.
So it's interesting to me that like you're saying like, yeah, I'm not like I don't watch a ton, but like your videos are like just so like intensely professional and like quick, and it's like you're somewhat of like a master of like the whether it's short or long form, because you'll do a 5-minute IEM review fully produced, right? But then you'll do like for maybe a bigger release, you'll do more of 12-15 minute style video, but like there's a lot of that like the like getting it anally pristine and high quality. Like, does that come from like working with like TV and movies for as long as you have? It must, right?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So what the first thing I'll say is I don't edit my own videos.
Okay.
My friend Conley.
Who is it?
Conley. He's
Okay.
but I mean, you still set up the framing and the lighting.
yeah,
and
I
everything.
do all that. And then he usually criticizes me. And so I try to do it better next time. He's a friend of mine. We've worked together on Survivor actually for
Oh, sick.
the last 13 or 14 years, something like that.
Yeah.
He's South African. And
Okay.
he's
Shout out
he's
Conley.
Yeah, Conley's
seriously.
cool. So he
gotta take my
edits
job.
my videos but because I've been on, I mean, thousands of sets, thousands.
Yeah.
And I know how to light
Yeah.
because I've just seen it done so many
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
And I know how to make good audio. And then I've done so many I worked with this woman, Samantha Brown, who had a Travel Channel show for many, many years.
Okay.
And that's sort of like, talk to camera, travel around the world. And I've done a lot of those shows. I did like 5 seasons of a show called What Not to Wear, which was like a fashion makeover show in New York City. So I just,
Dude, you were on What Not to Wear?
yeah, I did the
Me
first,
and my sister watched that show all the time.
I did the
dude.
first 5 seasons of that
That is
show.
nuts,
Yeah.
dude. Me and my sister, that's a crazy pool.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many shows I've done. So I just know what isn't valuable.
Right.
So
Right,
just
yeah.
like what not to use is really most,
New show, What
Yeah.
Not to Use.
what not to use.
What not to use with James Demer. What is
But I feel like your videos are like concise and fun and I
yeah,
never get
thanks,
bored
man.
listening to the Bloom podcast.
Oh,
And-
thanks.
This is
dude.
nice,
We're-
dude.
we're-
I like this.
And you're like, so do you guys use like cue cards or something? Like, do you, because that's my struggle is like, I'll get done with it and I'm like, oh, like I should have talked about that. Or like,
I think if you saw the way that we did
Dude.
content, you would be like, wow. Like we joke all the time. Like we're like, we are not professionals.
Dude,
Like
we're so unprofessional.
like especially like I feel
you
like
saw us setting up 5
yeah, you saw us setting up like, why isn't this mic getting it? Like, here's what I'll say, Matty D, and like, not to just gas up my brother, but like, he did like a lot of graphic design, and like, I think that he's just a designer at heart. Like, he is good at making something that looks appealing. Yeah. So I think like I've just started the last 2 or 3 episodes fully doing post-production for Bloom Pod.
Okay.
I have music production experience. Like I've been like a producer for a couple of years. I can record and compose music, but when it comes to like Final Cut Pro, I'm just like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm learning all this in the last 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, amazing.
So yeah, but he'll just be like, oh, so I see you didn't color correct this episode. I'm like, oh no, I did. He's like, oh, like, hit me with one of those. Like, I think that Maddie, like, and I told him, heart. Yeah, I know. And I told Maddie, like, I want to learn, like, I want my RU9 video, like, he probably edited the first 4 or 5 minutes, like, this is what I do, this is where we'd insert this, this is how you get to this.
Who
the
makes
Cayenne.
Cayenne. Oh, Cayenne.
Yeah. The Cayenne RU9's portable.
That was a wink there. He was trying to get us better at naming the products.
James, we have much to learn, as you can tell. Dude, that's what I'm saying. So like,
funny.
I mean, we don't have cue cards for. I mean, sometimes like I kind of half wrote a script for my Cayenne RU9 video, and then half went off the dome because I was watching it, listening to it for 8 weeks. Like, I know for our podcast, like we'll write down like topics. Like, there's topics that we didn't get into that we've like kind of moved past. Like, we're just like,
it's kind of off the rip, man.
It feels like kids in a candy shop with all the gear to be great.
Yeah.
And no professionalism.
Yeah.
Which isn't true, but like compared to what your content, it is.
No, that's not true. You know, I actually, and I'm still learning and experimenting all the time. Like I actually just so I flew home from China and I had like 2 days being home before I had to like go to that show in Atlantic City, the DJX show. Not much time. And I needed to do a video to hit the, every Friday to get it.
Yeah.
And so I did a Creamier Daybreak video. I set everything up.
Oh, dude.
I wrote a script and I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to try like reading the script. So I like put do you know what a teleprompter is?
Yeah.
I put the teleprompter app on my phone next to the camera and I'm like, did a little test. I'm like, I can't really tell I'm reading. And I read it. And then I kind of watched it back and I'm like, I just feel like I'm reading.
Yeah.
And so I sent it to Conley and Conley's like, dude, this sucks. Like, no, like he's like, you can't.
Conley's
like,
real for that.
He's like, I'll put this up if you want, but like, I don't think you want me to.
Dude, shout out Conley.
Yeah,
man.
Conley's really good because he has my best interest at heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
Nice.
And he, and he demands as close to perfection as we can get.
Yeah. Which is,
which I love.
You guys usually hit
and
that.
So we scrapped it and then I ended up like doing that again in my hotel room like 2 days ago. I set up a little studio.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like, went off. I ended up not needing the script and I think it's better. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to script my videos and I just got to a point where I was like, I don't. Not that I don't think I'd need it, but I was like, I don't like who.
So would you script them and memorize the script, or would you like read it, or how would you?
I would write down notes. I'd kind of go over it and have like a rough outline in my head, and if I ever need to go back to it, I'd look at it and stuff, and then try to nail a talking point. That
who's your like fan favorite? What's your favorite interviewer on YouTube? Reviewer.
Man, it bounces so much. I'd probably say Super Review's my most consistent. I watch Super Review's newest video every time he uploads. So like I'd say I really like Mark's stuff, but like honestly, the way HBB talks about products is kind of somehow like someone I want to emulate because he's just so blunt. Like sometimes I'll get so in the weeds of like trying to be very thorough, professional. I'm like, that's not really me. I'm not. Yeah. I'm just kind of a guy that's like, listen, man, like. I don't really like this that much.
It's funny. They both have very different styles, but they're both completely honest.
Yes.
And they're so like recognizable.
Yeah.
Like
if I could blend like Resolve's technical knowledge, even Golden Sound's technical knowledge, like Mark Ryan's production delivery and HBB's just like general bluntness into like myself, like I'd be pretty stoked about that.
Well, I mean, HBB and Super Review have both been doing this for years.
Yeah. That's why it's like I still want to be me in how I present my reviews, because it's like I know these guys have been in the game for so long, and I've only been here for 3 years. And I've been doing reviews for probably like I guess maybe 2 now. It's just kind of crazy to think about, but maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. But like, yeah, those guys. I mean, to get to that level, you got to put in years. Years, and that's why I think it's interesting that you don't watch content creators, because when I watch you, I'm like, this is like the way you present information, the way you talk about things. You're so technical, you're so precise, and you just deliver things in such a way where it's like, oh, it's so easy to understand.
Well, thank you.
I just want to add really quick, like, you're so honest too.
Yeah.
And especially for like, I really appreciate, like, we try so hard to be just as honest as possible because, and this is something that I honestly, like, I would love to get your opinion on, because we, like you, are in a weird position where we're selling stuff that we're talking about, but we really have like the people's best interest in mind. So like I love like how honest you are on like your top pro video. Like I love your top pro video. I thought it was excellent, but like I love that you were like this is like probably the most hyped I am in the entire world right now. And you were like, yeah, I like top more. I think I like T-Pro more. Like you're just like, yeah, it's really good. This is who it's good for. Yeah. And this is how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And like that separation is like something that I look up to a lot, and like what we're trying to pride ourselves on with here. What is that like, because you're working for Linsoul and like you're reviewing a lot of Linsoul stuff, and it's like if you get an IM, you're like, this just isn't for me. Like what does that dynamic look like then?
Well, what I'll say about Linsoul's owned by a husband and wife, Lillian and Steven. They're amazing people.
Yeah.
They're young. They're in their early 30s.
Okay. Oh, wow.
They're on fire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're like...
I mean, I guess I didn't think they were that old, but I meant maybe 40s, 50s. I guess it
No.
makes
They're like,
a lot more sense.
It's like going to a tech startup when you go to their office.
Yeah.
And they are just as kind could be. They're good people.
Yes, they seem that way. Yeah, they seem that way, for sure.
Like, here's an example of like, Lillian is the real entrepreneurial genius. Steven's he's the audiophile genius as well. He's super smart. I remember when the whole tariff thing, I had just sort of started full time, and like the tariff thing was like coming down. It was like 145%. And I wrote this long email to Lillian, like kind of freaking out a little bit, like, well, here's some ideas that I have. We could do this. Like, and she just wrote back, and she just said in like 2 sentences, she's like, "Dear James, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. Lillian." And I'm like, oh my God, like she is so chill. And so,
dude, I love that so
when it comes to
That's
like
so
the
awesome.
videos, like she's kind of that way too. And Steven, I wouldn't say kind of, like is like, you know, if I don't like something, they want me to say it. They don't want me to just be a shill for the products that they sell.
Shill audio.
That's awesome.
And
we
they
want to get
also-
T-shirts that say shill audio.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a lot of our viewers would
It's so
appreciate
funny.
that.
And, you know, even if like I've said, like, you've sent me a couple things that like I really struggle to find anything good to say about, like, you know, so like I'm thinking I just won't.
Yeah.
And Steven was like, you should. He's like, if you really hate it, like,
Respect.
Dude, that's so
just
sick.
say it. You know, like they don't censor me at all. I feel like I'm like, you know, like maybe I'm like a newspaper that's owned by, you know, like, I don't know. I'm just going to say it's like if Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, which he does, and he says to his editorial team, and I don't know if this is true, but I'm just making it, it's like, I'm never going to tell you what to say or what you can't say.
Right.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
the situation that I'm in.
That's nice.
And whether people believe that or not is certainly up to them.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone has an agenda. I probably have some kind of, you know, a bias or an agenda that, you know, is subconscious. I would guess you guys do too.
Absolutely.
And I always encourage everyone who's watching my review or anyone else's, like, do your homework, look at other reviews, get objective data about the thing that you're thinking about purchasing, and then learn as much subjectively from people that you respect as you can.
It's so
Dude,
true.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I'm just so surprised to hear that. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
Jake.
no,
I'm
you
just
didn't.
like, that's just so interesting to me that I mean, for as big as a company is as Linsoul, to have someone who like uses Linsoul Audio's like YouTube account to make videos and like promote that, it's so interesting how transparent they are about that. It's really
you
cool.
want to here's a great example. So they sent Mark Super Review a bunch of headphones. I don't know if you saw the Linsoul the Kiwi Ears headphone review.
Yeah.
And I mean, Mark eviscerated Kiwi.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a bummer for sure.
Like, it was like a smackdown. It's
it was a bummer.
I mean, it was like so hard to watch.
It was a wild video.
And Lillian wrote to me afterwards, and she's like, my comment to Mark, I just put ouch. Like,
that's a good way to.
But Lillian is like, she's like, wow, he doesn't like our headphones. I'm like, no, he actually makes some valid points. He did make some very valid, I think, design choice points. I didn't agree with everything that he said, but I agreed with a lot of what he said.
Yeah.
And Lillian, in her grace, continues to send Mark product, anything that he wants.
A lot of companies wouldn't.
Things he doesn't want, she just sends it to him. And I believe they've taken his criticism to heart as an opportunity to better their own products.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And like, you're talking about biases, and like our bias is very strong. Like, we love the audio. I really love Zgot. Like, Zgot is like my goat.
It's hard
like,
not to.
Because I mean, I feel like my niche is like, it's funny to even say I have a niche. I'm like 8 months into this hobby, but I really appreciate when I can get something that sounds like flagship and doesn't break the bank, right? And so Zgot and Kiwi Ears are just some of my literal favorite brands that we carry. And so I guess like we love Linsoul, right? My question would be, because that just sounds so special to me, like how open that she is, like with Mark and with you, and how you guys really have the freedom. And then now they're taking that criticism and they're just bettering the brand. And I guess, in what other ways would you say, because you work for Linsoul now, and I guess like, what do you think like in other ways of just their products alone, like really do set them apart from the rest? Because I mean, I really tend to think they're kind of on top of the world right now. And I guess my question would be, why do you think that is from more of maybe a technical point?
Well, I would say from a business standpoint, it's because Lillian wants to be on top of the world.
Yeah.
She is driven and motivated to create the best products for her customers at the fairest prices.
Yeah.
She believes that, and those two are they have well over 100 employees now.
Wow.
And in the Chinese culture, there's it's like a different thing. Taking care of people, I think, is a little more valued in China than it is in the United States. You think about like families, like families live together. Lillian and Stephen live with their parents.
I was about to say that's a big thing.
And so like, exactly. And sort of extended family are together, and they're all sort of helping each other out, so that there's, so there's this, they have a child, Lillian and Stephen do, and the family takes care of their child, and Lillian and Stephen take care of their family. Financially, there's a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah.
And so I think part of what they're doing is building a legacy for their employees, because they don't want to lay anyone off.
Yeah.
They want to continue to give these employees, good middle class lives.
Yeah.
So there's like that sort of business component of it that like kind of has nothing to do with the actual product.
Right.
Family first.
Yeah, family. And like, I think everyone's their family. And I think they believe that, people who buy their products are part of their extended family.
It shows in what they're trying to deliver. Like it does go beyond the audio,
Yeah.
In terms of like, like how they create their tuning and like the quality of their product, they started with a headphone. The audio was the Phantom, which was which was a planar driver headphone. It was successful, sold a lot of units. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I actually bought it in 2019, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then then they kind of came out with the Voyager series and the Legacy series, IEMs. This is before your time, maybe before yours. I'm not really sure. And they really put them on the map because they were like, what they were doing was they were not putting profits first. They weren't making much money. They weren't highly profitable. They're still not, believe it or not, highly profitable because their products cost a lot of money to manufacture.
Yeah.
And, they're selling them at a cost that I'm not sure that some of the products they could sell for more, but they're trying to
They definitely could.
they're trying to give the most value that they can.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
And I think part of it is just they always want to be perceived as a company that gives a crap about their customers, and they're making something really good.
Yeah.
That sounds really good. That's built really well.
Yeah.
And they stand behind it.
Yeah. I mean, that's as good as you can say it right there. But yeah, no, they definitely could sell their products for more. Like, I mean, MK3, like the Monarch sound is probably double its price tag.
Do you think people would buy it though?
Yeah. I don't think as many, obviously, and I think it would cater to a different market. I think it would cater to more of the, flat, like, you could get that $1,000 is flagship, but like, in comparison to the rest of the hobby that, where it's like $3,000, $4,000, like there is still a market for that. It's not as large as the one Hey Nat 1000, but like if they sold at the $3,000, $4,000 price range, they'd actually probably hit a much different market than what they are hitting now, and it would still sell, but I think it would just be received differently.
Do you have customers that will only spend $3,000 on an IEM?
We had a customer come in and it's like they were like baffled that like you could get good sound at cheaper than $3,000 to $4,000, and it's just like, how could that possibly be? And it's just like they're really not interested in it, and that's kind of what I'm leading to with like if the Monarch MK3, 4, whatever was priced at $3,000 to $4,000, they would hit that different market of like people that don't even really care to listen to a $1,000 IEM or a $500 IEM or $300 IEM because it's not quote unquote flagship. But I would still say the $1,000 price tag is
I would say that because the labor cost in China is lower than the labor cost in the United States. Like for instance, spending a little bit of time at 64 Audio, they're making very, very high quality IEMs. They cost triple what a The Audio IEM might cost, but they're paying Americans to make that product,
right?
And that costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
That was a nice interview you did with the guy from 64
cool.
Audio.
Phil.
That was
a really good one.
That was cool.
He's amazing. I mean, he's just sort of like I
didn't realize how family centered 64 Audio was either.
Oh yeah.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. I'm obviously a Neo owner and stuff, but like the U4S, U12T, like all that stuff, like such good quality products. Like it's nice. Yeah.
I want to wrapping up the Linsoul questions here. Is there anything coming from Linsoul that you can talk about that you're excited about?
Let's see. There is an Orchestra Lite 2.
I heard, he texted me about that.
Coming up.
Stoked about that.
Which is pretty awesome.
That's one of my goats.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Orchestra Lite 2?
Yeah, and I haven't heard it yet, but I'm excited about that.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
I mean...
Oh, just keep telling me what I want to just keep going.
It's sort of like Matthew and I had a little conversation texting about like you were somewhat frustrated with the amount of products that like ZGOT just keeps pumping out.
And I'll say this, I wasn't even more so frustrated. I'm just thinking for the longevity of their product line, it's probably better to space it out. Because I read a lot and like I'm seeing read a lot in the hobby and see a lot of like people talk about ZGOT like, oh, new release every week. How we got to keep up with this? Why would I buy a Zigot product. Well, I know a new one's going to come out soon. So like, just a little
it's a little bit like The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Like after a while, you're just like, oh, another one. Like you just can't even get excited about it anymore.
And that's like, and I mean, I'm not as probably knowledgeable as Matthew would be with this, but like for me, like I think Crescent is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think Arcanus is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I just feel like no one's really talking about it.
Yeah.
And I think that part of it could be because of that. Now, part of it's overshadowed by like all we're hearing about is Mark IV and Top Pro.
Yeah.
That's like part of it, right? But I just think that like Crescent and Arcanus are two examples of like Zigot IEMs that have come out that I just think are like tremendous. And I just, I don't know off the top of my head like how much we're selling. I actually don't. But what I'll say is like what I can see like really tangibly is like what we see, what we're getting live chats about, what we're getting emails about, and people aren't really talking about it. Right?
Yeah.
Or if you see on HeadFi, like I feel like people aren't really talking about it. And I think that would be like the only bummer about it is it's like actually this is a really good set. You know what I mean? And like, there's just not enough hype around it because it's a thing like new release every week, like hard to keep up with. I remember like Lush had a ton of hype. Yeah. Still does, but I think even Lush is like.
I didn't even think it deserved all that.
I know you don't like Lush, I know, but like I think that like Lush had like a ton of hype and like maybe even that's overshadowing it. Like I'm not even sure.
I mean, it's so funny because like Lush feels like so many models ago.
I know, dude.
Like,
exactly.
Months, but it was like, oh, the Lush. I remember that IEM.
Yeah.
That was like that's like ancient. 3 months ago.
That one peaked so fast, and then I feel like
I agree. I love the Arcanus. The Crescent is good too. I just started listening to that. The Arcanus is one of my favorite Z-Gots.
Yeah, it's
really
really good.
mature.
Yes.
Sounds so good. So good. And you're probably right that, the fact that there are just so many models coming out that it's like, it can just get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how to. So I think, and I had told you, Matthew, that I spoke with Lillian about it and like asked her why they're coming out with so many models, and she said that it's keeping her employees busy. Like she needs them to keep making IEMs, but I guess my question would be is like, well, is it possible to just make more of one model and then like put more marketing effort behind selling a particular model? I don't know what the answer is there.
I had a question about that I thought would be more focused offline. But if you really want to,
I mean, let's just talk about everything, and then if we decide we don't want to use it, we can just
I just feel like I'm getting like so much
information.
Perspective.
It's pretty wild.
Like,
maybe that's like way too boring. People.
No, dude, that was sick.
I don't think it's boring at all. I don't know. Let me know if I can keep it in.
Yeah,
you can keep. Keep all that.
Okay, sweet.
Go ahead.
I'll definitely cut out the one thing you told me to cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
we could probably get to a point where we start to wrap up, and I kind of want to know James outside of Linsoul.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, so I don't even want to do a CS question of the week.
No.
Because James is just you give him, dude. First of all, you give him so much time.
Yeah, this is awesome.
This is awesome.
Yeah, I guess we've been going a while, huh?
Yeah, no, we haven't. I don't want it to end. Like I know. But I wrote down a couple of things. We had a couple of questions to segue out of all the professional world because. I mean, more just selfishly. I think we just want to know.
We want to know.
I want to ask, bro, what are you listening to on a daily basis? What's your music taste? I don't even know.
Oh, that is a good question. And, you brought up earlier, maybe before we started recording, how like we just don't talk about music
a lot.
Maybe we had just started recording. Yeah, and that's so true.
Yeah. What are you listening to?
So let's see. I lately have been listening to a lot of sort of Brazilian jazz.
Okay, not at all what I would guess.
Yeah, kind of been into Brazilian sort of jazz and funk lately.
Dude, you gotta send me some records.
Okay,
like you're gonna have to send me some stuff.
Okay, I will.
Put me on.
Yeah. Let's see what else. For like. I like power pop and pop, but not like top 40 pop.
Yeah.
Like I like this band Melt. They're like kind of a new band. They're sort of fun. They're very poppy. I like a band called Lucius. I just went to see with my daughter. I've been into them for 10 years or so. They're out of Brooklyn, New York. It's like two women that harmonize and a couple guys behind them that play instrumentation. But, like you guys were talking about Turnstile a couple weeks ago. I love Turnstile. I grew up listening to and going to, I grew up because it was close enough to DC. I went to so many hardcore shows.
Yeah, me too.
In DC. Oh, you did?
Oh, not in DC. Okay. Ton of hardcore shows.
In Philly, probably. Yeah.
In church basements.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw like Fugazi in a church basement and a bunch of bands. I saw Fugazi a bunch of times. I actually cooked for them because I was working at a natural foods restaurant. I cooked dinner for Fugazi like in the 80s.
Wow.
But then I was also like getting into
you got a mean two-step, bro. You're throwing down in the pit. Yeah.
Oh man, the pit. Yeah. I bluegrass. Like I love bluegrass. I love like classic 70s country. Because growing up, like this little town I grew up in, we had 2 radio stations. The AM was WEEO. It was like kind of rock and roll. And then the country station was WAYZ, always country. And so I remember just like, like listening to country music with my mom in the morning before school. And, like
sick.
Getting into like Dolly Parton.
You can actually say to someone like, there's a thing where people will be like, oh, I listen to a little bit of everything. You actually listen to a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, funk.
That's awesome.
I love funk. Some genres I don't like, generally speaking, I don't like classical music. My dad loved classical and, would listen to a lot of classical growing up.
Wow.
But I would say I'm more of a jazz guy if you're going to pick between jazz and classical. How about you guys? What are you listening to?
You want to go ahead? Yeah, I mean,
it's hard
to...
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm like so infatuated with music. I mean, I'm kind of all over the place as well, but I'm like so particular. I actually struggle with finding new artists. It takes a lot for me to really. I'm more like
because you know them all.
No, not even at all.
We're replay
because
goblins.
like I'm so in love and infatuated with what like. So you mentioned Radiohead earlier. Like I love Radiohead.
Oh,
so where like they're like more like the blend of obviously older stuff is more rocky, newer stuff is more electronic. So like instead of me finding albums like Pablo Honey or albums like OK Computer, which first of all Radiohead's a bad example because it's hard to find any albums like any of their other albums. But what I'm saying is like, or find other albums like more electronic side. I'm more just like, no, I'll listen to Kid A 100 times in a calendar year. Like I'm just like if I'm listening to Kid A, that's what I'm listening to. Like so, I have a wide music taste. I mean, I've been getting into it's funny you mentioned country. I've been like a country hater for a long time, but I've always loved the last song on a pop punk record where they strip everything away and it's the singer and an acoustic guitar. I'm a big acoustic guy.
Oh yeah.
So that blended into more like get away from pop punk, more soft rock, like acoustic rock, and then that blended into like folk. And then the folk you introduced a little twang.
Yeah.
And then recently I've been like listening to country, which is like really new for me. This guy MJ Lenderman, he just did an NPR Tiny Desk that I just like thought was beautiful, and I've been listening to his new record, like a pretty, it would be lighter country but really twangy folk rock.
Well, that's the thing. Country doesn't have to be like sort of top 40 country. Like,
not at
it
all.
really is such a wide genre.
I've been listening to Willie Nelson a lot.
Willie's great.
Willie's great.
Yeah.
So I listen to a lot of shoegaze, which is like
I love shoegaze. I love shoegaze.
My Bloody Valentine.
Slow
Dive.
Love My Bloody Valentine. Yeah, yeah. I mean, all of that, like Galaxy 500 from back in the day. Like, you know what? I love that. Just a wall of guitar washing over me. Like, it is.
How many times have I said this to you?
I melt.
Oh yeah,
into the couch listening to like good shoegaze.
Dude, I'm gonna send you a band that I need you to listen to.
Okay.
I'm gonna send it. Were.
So what's funny is just this morning, I started reading an article called New Gaze that was like new shoegaze bands, and I'm like,
they're like back right now because they weren't a band for a long time, and they put out a record on Christmas Day last Christmas.
They want to be Playboy Cardi so bad.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, because Playboy Cardi's the only artist that can release on Christmas.
Ever.
Anyway, they're just back right now. They did a couple shows. I got to see them, which I thought would never happen.
Yeah.
They did they announced New York, LA, and Philly. And I was just like, and now they're doing a run, their hometown shows, and then that's it for them. Then they really are calling it rap. So I think they're playing maybe 10 shows total.
Okay.
Anyway, dude, you gotta dude, they're so good.
What about Blonde Redhead? Do you ever listen to them?
Never even heard of them.
Yeah, they're out of. They're okay. We got some music to trade for sure.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah. How about you? What's your?
I've been listening to McGee a lot. Do you listen to McGee?
No, is that jam band?
No, he's like a solo artist. He did a lot of guitar for Dijon, and he actually just helped produce Justin Bieber's new album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's definitely he's like right on the verge, I think, of stardom. Like you're catching him kind of right before he really blows up. But he's very big. Like I'm not saying he's super underground, but like me, Marty, and a few of our other friends, like mutual friends that we all went to see him in Philly. And he's just, dude, he's awesome. Like Jake hasn't gotten into him as much. Like he just hasn't caught it. But I think his music, I think his music is something where if it resonates to begin with, you're gonna love him. If it doesn't, you're just not. Really gonna
a blend of electronic. So like think like electric guitar music, but more on like an electronic side.
Yeah, dude,
a lot of voice modulation.
Yeah,
he's just gorgeous voice.
What's the best band to come out of Philly?
Oh. Whoa, we're getting a call from Ring Central. Best band to come out of Philly, dude. I don't know.
I'm gonna say something that's probably like not true, but like I think the best band that came out of Philly is Modern Baseball.
Modern Baseball, I don't even know that.
Modern Baseball is a pop punk band.
I kind of want to see.
Okay.
That made like I got like getting into pop punk like really correlated with me getting into music. Like when I was in high school, like I just like maybe I was a little younger, but I would say Modern Baseball.
Hall & Oates came out of Philly.
Hall & Oates?
Yeah, Hall & Oates apparently grew up in Rock Duo formed in Philadelphia,
Daryl
Pennsylvania.
Hall and John Oates.
Yeah, see, like my answer is not going to be probably the consensus answer. Like my one friend, maybe if anyone listens to this podcast.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Roots.
Oh, Dr. Dog.
Yeah, Dr. Dog.
Dr. Dog. It's got to be Dr. Dog.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Dr. Dog's like the guy.
I have a soft spot for the Dead Milkmen. I don't know if you remember the Dead Milkmen.
I've heard of them.
I've heard of them too. I don't know why.
Yeah, I saw them. It's probably in the 80s.
Did John from Audio Technica talk about the Dead Milkmen when we were at Can Jam? New York City.
Wow, that's such a crazy.
It's such a nuts pool, but
I got if we can move on from music, I got one more. I got one more, and we'll wrap up. We can get lunch and everything. Dude, thank you so much.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, lunch is on me today, guys.
Let's go. I'm getting a steak.
Lunch is on James.
Anything off the kids menu for you?
Yeah, never mind.
Dude, let's just get away from music, dude. Like, I just feel like you're one of the most interesting men I think I've ever met. What else are you into? Movies, sports. What are your sports teams like?
Well, so I'm not really a team sports guy, although I do follow professional bicycle racing. Like, I'm an ultra distance trail runner. That's my thing. Like, my first running race was a 50-mile trail race in the 2001, I think it was, and I realized it's something that I'm good at and I enjoy doing, and I've run 50, 100-mile, 200-mile races all over the world, and I love that. I love it. I'm just obsessed with it. Let's see. I mean, I love building my own things. Like I've just always loved making stuff. I'd rather make something than buy it. I made a portable speaker called the Demer Box and grew that business and sold it. I'm working on a new speaker now. Let's see. I mean, my 30th wedding anniversary is coming up in a couple weeks.
Dude, so congratulations, man.
You know, that's something you got to work at and have fun with. I love spending time with my wife and daughter. Yeah.
How old's your daughter now?
She turns 28 2 days after our anniversary.
Wow. Sick, man.
Yeah. And she's awesome.
That's so sick.
She's getting married to her high school sweetheart. They started dating when she was like 16.
Is she an audiophile?
No.
Is your wife an audiophile?
No. Neither one.
They got to have a collection. I'm sure you gave them stuff.
They could have whatever they want. My daughter listens to AirPods and.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Are you a movie guy? Dude, you've worked with movies. Like, I got to know.
Yeah, I'm a movie guy. I don't know if I'm a movie guy like you are, but I appreciate a good movie.
Sure. Favorite movie of all time?
Can you give me your top 4, your Letterboxd top 4?
Oh my gosh! Oh, you put me on the spot.
Yeah, I was just about to say, put you on the spot.
I mean, like, Rushmore is probably one of my top favorite movies.
Okay.
I mean, I like weird, quirky movies. Like,
I do too.
Like, I love Napoleon Dynamite.
Of course.
Yeah, come on. Yeah,
so good.
But let's see, like a classic movie.
It doesn't have to be classic, just a classic James Demer movie.
Well, those are 2 right there. I don't know. While I'm thinking, why don't you give me yours?
Oh, Matrix, Interstellar, 2001: Space Odyssey, Taxi Driver, The Brutalist.
Taxi Driver. It's like such a. That's a dark.
It's a bummer.
I mean, the Space Odyssey is also like Kubrick. Yeah.
So Stanley Kubrick is like the reason why I love movies.
Okay.
I saw a Stanley Kubrick movie and it like changed my life. So like he's just like I love Kubrick. I love Scorsese. I'm more of like a director guy. I feel like I love Chris Nolan is I think right now probably the best director making movies. The Odyssey is gonna be crazy. Did you guys start doing sound for Chris Nolan?
Oh, I think my doing sound on movies days. So I.
But if Chris Nolan calls, Matt Damon said for Oppenheimer, he was like. He wanted to take a break from acting. I don't know if it was a family related thing, just like spend more time or just relax. And he was like, I'm really done. Like, I'm going to take like a break for a good bit. And then Christopher Nolan called him for Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
And he's like,
you can't say no to Chris Nolan. And now I'm looking back now because he's going to star in the Odyssey next year. And so I'm just funny, like, man, Chris Nolan's like, well, if I got you, we're doing this one too.
Yeah.
Like, and Matt Damon can't say no. It's so funny.
I think I need to read the Odyssey.
I've never read
before
it.
Yeah, I've never read it. No,
I know you haven't read the Odyssey.
Bro, I haven't read anything. Dude, do you have anything else for James? James, do you have anything? Like
is your bicycle goat Lance Armstrong, or are you the type of guy to be like, no, he's steroid?
Oh yeah, no, I hate Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, I knew it, dude. I was literally gonna say, I was like, you're the type of guy to be like, where somebody says like Lance Armstrong's the goat, and you're like, dude, no, you have no idea. Like, there's so many.
Well, he's just a bad human.
Oh, it's a bummer.
Yeah.
I don't know much about him.
I don't know anything about him.
He's not a good guy. I mean, and I should say, maybe I'm being kind of mean, but it's like a sports thing, I guess, right? He doesn't have a very good reputation as being a nice person.
Okay.
Right.
And he cheated.
Yeah.
He denied it. And like a lot of people were cheating when he was cheating, but they weren't lying about it, and they weren't burying other people's careers. Yeah. But I mean, the dude definitely could ride a bike.
Yeah, he was
probably still can ride a bike or whatever.
So who's your bicycle list goat?
Oh, I don't know if I really have. Like, I would say, if I'm going to talk about like an athlete greatest of all time,
Michael Phelps.
Michael Jordan.
Well, Michael Jordan's kind of. I mean, like, I'm not even into basketball, and like, it's amazing. Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's my goat. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I worked with Tom Brady.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Okay. And the funny thing is, like, was it for Vice? I mean, this is the thing. I've worked with so many people. Like,
Dude,
I just don't even remember. But we were.
Oh yeah, I worked with.
We were outside of the stadium there in
Gillette Stadium.
No, in Massachusetts. Is that Gillette Stadium?
Yeah, Gillette Stadium.
Yeah.
Patriots. It's their home.
Patriots Stadium. And he had a T12 or something. It's
TB12.
Like TB12.
Yeah.
His like workout.
Yeah, it's his brand.
So we were in his like the TB12 headquarters.
The TB12 method.
And we were going to do it was Wong's World. So it was a Vice show with Eddie Wong, the guy who like Fresh Off the Boat, he wrote that, and and he's been in a couple things. Anyway, I had to put a mic on Tom Brady, and I didn't know what Tom Brady looked like. They're like, well, he's going to come in the back door, so just go wait by the back door. And I said to his handler or someone, I'm like, well, how am I going to know it's him? Because I don't know what he looks like. And they're like,
you'll know.
Oh, you'll know.
His aura.
And this guy walks through the door, and I'm just like,
Did you know?
Oh, you must be Tom.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
He was
dude.
like, yeah, I'm Tom Brady. Nice to meet you. And like,
Was he a cool dude?
super cool.
Yeah, he seems
was
like
awesome.
a
That's my goat, man.
that's
my
like
goat.
childhood hero. Would you say?
Yeah, I did. I mean, probably 5-6 book reports on him. I've done multiple
Wow.
presentations.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's the reason why I was an athlete. Like, he's my goat.
Oh, you know, it's funny. Like, I would say people who are really exceptional, like they have a thing, like, you know, they're good at their sport or whatever, but they have something else. It's just like
Aura.
it's like a presence.
Yeah, aura. It's literally aura.
Yeah, and you just feel it. You know, it's pretty wild.
That's
Yeah,
nice,
I feel it when I'm around you guys.
I was saying, no, you beat us to it, dude.
James, is there anything you want to sign off with, man? Because we have a classic sign off we always hit, which we'll cue you for it.
Oh, let's hit it.
Okay.
You just want to hit it? James, first of all, thank you so much for coming.
thank you,
bro.
James.
You
Man.
gave
Thank
us
you,
so much
Jake.
time. This is
Thanks,
fun.
Matthew.
We got to do it again.
I hope so.
All right, we'll do it again.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Peace, noobs.
What is it?
Noobs.
Oh, peace noobs. Okay, let's do that.
Let's do it again. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Peace, noobs. Oh, man, that's awesome.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, I love it.
That was fantastic.
That was
Yeah,
a lot.
sick, dude.
I'm keeping it.